more on this, I'm going to be joined in by the youngest expert we've ever had in India Head, and it's a joy to actually announce him. Thanks for joining us, Advait. It's a pleasure to have you on Sports Ahead. First and foremost, let me just throw a little light in this story. Vijay Shankar, of course, the latest casualty for Team India. What have you made of India's campaign so far, and will this be a big concern going forward for the men in blue?
Well, this is going to be a big concern for the men in blue because last match, Vijay Shankar, he has got 2 important wickets, and the bigger one of Imam and Hulk, because once he starts going, he can fire up, and then his first ball of the World Cup is a wicket. That's like a lucky charm for Vijay Shankar. But him getting injured in this stage is a pretty critical thing because he can also hit those big shots in the late stage for Team India if they lose wickets.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't agree with you further. Now, there's so much talk about Rishabh Pant and Vijay Shankar and that number 4. Who settles that debate for you? Because, of course, we were speaking of it off-air not too long ago, Advait, and you, of course, are batting for Rishabh Pant. Allude more to that fact.
Well, I feel Rishabh Pant should be number 4 because he has played T20 matches and ODI cricket. Like he has played 5 ODI matches for Team India.
Yeah.
But here, he can actually prove what he can do, and we have seen him in the past matches that he can hit those big shots in the end, that one-handed sixer.
Correct.
So in this stage, they need him as an important figure because in India in the late stages they have right-hand batsmen, so he's a left-hand batsman. If he comes in, so it can be he can put on a bit pressure for the bowlers in the opponent countries because there'll be a right-hand batsman and a left-hand batsman.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a critical point that you mentioned there, Advait, because when you look at the squad per se of Team India, of course, Shikhar Dhawan was the only left-hand batsman in the playing 11. Of course, if you add Ravindra Jadeja in the mix, it becomes 2, but he bats way down the order. Now, bringing in Pant, say, to number 4 or elevating him to the opening role, which many people have shouted for, would give you that left-right advantage. But what is the real USP of Rishabh Pant? Is the fact that he's just so explosive as a batsman and could be that X factor for India?
Well, he can definitely be an X factor for India, but he cannot, opening, we cannot be confirmed about that because if India keep on changing Rohit Sharma's opening partner, it'll be like a big threat for the other, not threat for India, and it'll be a positive factor for the other countries. Because Team India, Rohit Sharma should build up that chemistry with KL Rahul, guys. Shikhar Dhawan's not missing. They've played over 100 games together, and that chemistry between Rohit Sharma and Shikhar Dhawan is really good. Where I feel other country openers, they don't have that much chemistry as they both have. I mean, the previous match against Pakistan, India have had a really good opening partnership between KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma. Even the first time ever opening, not in the cricket history, and they have put a phenomenal show where KL Rahul, he slowly took time to bat, and Rohit Sharma hit a brilliant score for 140 in the end.
I mean, it's vital that you bring that point into this discussion because, of course, it's new times for India in terms of that opening combination when everyone was scratching their head before the World Cup campaign kicked off. Who's that number 4? KL Rahul answered that and excelled in that audition at number 4 against Bangladesh with that warm-up 100 that he got. But then he took to that Pakistan game, like you said, so beautifully. And it does, of course, become a talking point this for a lot of Indian fans, pundits alike, of who's going to don what. Right, lastly, just before we finish this particular story, Advait, if I was Vijay Shankar, and hypothetically here, if you were Vijay Shankar rather, wouldn't you be slightly dejected if Rishabh Pant does get the nod ahead of you? Because considering he has been in the 15, he has had a World Cup debut to remember, it would be a touch harsh to leave him out, right?
Well, yeah, obviously, Vijay Shankar, he has played pretty good for his first match. Well, we were hitting 1-4 in the previous match against Pakistan. But I feel Vijay Shankar should deal with more pressure. He is not used to those pressure moments. I felt he could have hit more during the pressure moment against Pakistan. I mean, of course, Mohammad Amir was bowling towards him, and Mohammad Amir puts pressures on the batsman, like he did to Virat Kohli. And Rishabh Pant, he can deal with the pressure. So maybe Vijay Shankar, he himself, he would maybe understand saying that I should get used to. I mean, he can bat on the top, but Rishabh Pant is more used to the pressure moments. more than Vijay Shankar.
All right, fair enough. We'll let it be at that, Advait. And of course, there's more news to talk to you about, so stick around with us. We'll come back to you in just a moment's time. But that's exactly how it stands right now for Team India. Injury scare, what injury reckons the sources close to the BCCI? Well, only time will tell how it plays out, of course, against India's next fixture, which comes. But coming back to you, Advait, what do you make of Australia so far in their campaign? Because you take a look at Australia and how they've gone about their business so far, it's been something that you expect from the defending champions, right?
Well, of course, like this time Australia has been led by a different person than last time. Last year was last World Cup was Michael Clark, this time it's Aaron Finch. And Aaron Finch, without experience, I feel he's leading the team pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron Finch does have experience, but not as much as like Steve Smith. And Warner, he's playing awesome, like ever since he got banned, 1 year ban.
Yeah.
And after he got banned, he's like realized what he should do for the team, and he had a pretty slow start in the beginning of the tournament.
Correct.
Well, he got his true form later, as well as Steve Smith. And Aaron Finch, as being the skipper of the team, he has also put a nice total to the team. He has contributed a lot.
Correct, because when you look at the top run getters in this year's World Cup, it's of course Finch and Warner who shine bright over there. But like you touched upon the fact that Steve Smith got runs against England in that warm-up game, crucial 100, and it really gives them a world of confidence heading into this hectic summer of theirs. It's not just the World Cup, but it's the Ashes which follows immediately after that. A quick word on Bangladesh before we move along nicely to other stuff. You reckon that they could be a team which could spring a surprise or two? Do you still stick with that opinion? Because they did, of course, manage to beat South Africa, West Indies in their last outing. They are a really good team, right?
Well, I do feel Bangladesh can come up with like a change in their World Cup squad. I mean, not in the squad. I meant like in their journey, because well, Bangladesh, they have beaten the two strong teams, South Africa and West Indies, and like they have chances also with Australia. They can win this match. It is not confirmed they cannot win this, because Bangladesh, they can. If you see this World Cup, they can chase like a huge scores. Like you have Shakib Al Hasan, Soumya Sarkar in the opening. I mean, Soumya Sarkar, like if he also like at least contributes more to this team, I bet they can chase this. And Shakib Al Hasan has been contributing a lot.
Correct. And the fact that they have a wealth of experience. You look at Tamim Iqbal as well, who opens with Soumya Sarkar. Shakib, of course, promoting himself up the order in that #1 role and really taking to it like a duck to water. So, of course, the batting signs are there. Maybe they could be tactically better on the day. Their bowlers, of course, don't have that X factor, barring Mustafizur. He hasn't been the Mustafizur that burst onto the scene, but only time will tell of how they go on. But just a quick update before we finish off with Australia Bangladesh. 381 for 5 is what they've got in their 50 overs. So that's something for Bangladesh fans to ponder, and only time will tell if they manage to get that, because they made that run chase against West Indies look so easy that, of course, Australia will be a different kettle of fish altogether, with Mitchell Starc and Pat Cummins running into bowl, but it's going to be a challenge for the Bangla Tigers nonetheless. Right, so we're nearly done and dusted talking about the World Cup. We have a last thing to reflect to you, and that comes on the video wall, which is the World Cup standings right now. And let's just take a look at that right now, because it does make for a great viewing. Make no mistake about it. Let's just take a look at those standings right now. And this is, of course, updated before the game, which is commencing right now, Trent Bridge. Take a look at this. I'm going to say a number, 98875433330. I'm not saying a mobile number here. It's just how the points table look. There you go, in the bottom right-hand corner, if you guys can see it. So we're nearly done and dusted talking about the World Cup and what's transpired. A quick last reaction and word from Advait. Advait, if you have to put a finger on it right now, tell me who's going to win that cup come 14th July at Lord's. Who would it be for you, my friend?
I think it would be India, because till now India has been undefeated, though they have like the one match got cancelled due to a rain. And in the same place where the match happened today, Trent Bridge, against New Zealand. So, I mean, for now, India's on a good record, like with New Zealand, without a loss. So if India continues this streak, I think they have chances of winning the World Cup. And yeah, I mean, as all the people in our country want India to win. Not that I want India to win, I also want India to win. The thing is that India will win due to the statics.
I mean, I just love the optimistic nature about this boy, the fact that India will win, and that really resonates. So thanks, Advait, for your time as ever, and we're looking forward to really getting you on all the other shows as well. There was Advait having his say as a cricket fan who said, really, the World Cup styles play well. We've really defined that moment in India here today.